What's up, y'all? Another Sabbath Bible study, Bible reading out of the Torah, Genesis 5. This is the book of the generations of Adam in the day when God created man. He made him in the likeness of God. He created them male and female, and he blessed them and named them man in the day that they were created. When Adam lived 130 years, he became the father of a son in his own likeness, according to his own image, and he named him Seth. Then the days of Adam after he became the father of Seth were 800 years, and he had other sons and daughters. So all the days that Adam lived were 930 years, and he died. Seth lived 105 years, and became the father of Enosh. Then Seth lived 807 years after he became the father of Enosh, and he had other sons and daughters. So all the days of Seth were 912 years, and he died. Enosh lived 90 years, and became the father of Kenan. Then Enosh lived 815 years after he became the father of Kenan, and he had other sons and daughters. So all the days of Enosh were 905 years, and he died. Kenan lived 70 years, and he became the father of Mahalalel. Then Kenan lived 840 years, and after he became the father of Mahalalel, and he had other sons and daughters. So all the days of Kenan were 910 years, and he died. Mahalalel lived 65 years, and became the father of Jared. Then Mahalalel lived 830 years after he became the father of Jared, and he had other sons and daughters. So all the days of Mahalalel were 895 years, and he died. Jared lived 162 years and became the father of Enoch. Then Jared lived 800 years after he became the father of Enoch, and he had other sons and daughters. So all the days of Jared were 962 years, and he died. Enoch lived 65 years, and became the father of Methuselah. Then Enoch walked with God 300 years, after he became the father of Methuselah, and he had other sons and daughters. So all the days of Enoch were 365 years. Coincidence? There's 365 days in a year? Enoch walked with God, and he was not, for God took him. Methuselah lived 187 years, and became the father of Lamech. Then Methuselah lived 782 years after he became the father of Lamech, and he had other sons and daughters. So all the days of Methuselah were 969 years, then he died. Lamech lived 182 years, and became the father of a son. Now he called his name Noah, saying, "This one will give us rest from our work, and from the toil of our hands arising from the ground which the Lord has cursed." Then Lamech lived 595 years, after he became the father of Noah, and he had other sons and daughters. So all the days of Lamech were 777 years, and he died. Noah was 500 years, and Noah became the father of Shem, Ham, and Japheth. I'm going to go ahead and get into Genesis 6. This is an important chapter that shows the original fall of mankind and why God brought the flood. Now it came about when men began to multiply on the face of the land, and daughters were born to them, that the sons of God, who were the fallen angels, the angels who rebelled against God, they saw that the daughters of men were beautiful, and they took wives for themselves, whomever they chose. And the Lord said, "My spirit shall not strive with man," some translations say mankind, forever, because he's also flesh. Nevertheless, his days shall be 120 years. Now some people translate that as saying from that point there was 120 years until the flood. But actually, if you go back to the last chapter I just read, Noah was 500 years old at that point, and he was 600 at the time of the flood, so it was only 100 years. And that is actually a prophecy of 120 Jubilee years. A Jubilee is every 50 years. 120 Jubilee years is 6,000 years. That's 6,000 years of mankind until Jesus comes back. And he reigns for 1,000 years on earth with his people. The Nephilim were on the earth in those days. Some translations say the giants, because they were the giants. They're the Titans. There are a lot of these gods from the other religions, from all the mythology of the Titans. The Nephilim were on the earth in those days, and also afterward, when the sons of God came into the daughters of men, and they bore children to them. Those were the mighty men who were of old, men of renown. Then the Lord saw that the wickedness of man was great on the earth, and every intent of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. See, the giants corrupted everything. They were killing everybody. It was bad. The Lord was sorry that he made man on the earth, and he was grieved in his heart. The Lord said, I will blot out man who I have created from the face of the land, from man to animals, to creeping things, to the birds of the sky, for I am sorry that I have made them. But Noah found favor in the eyes of the Lord. These are the records of the generations of Noah. Noah was a righteous man, blameless in his time. Noah walked with God. Noah became the father of 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Now the earth was corrupt in the sight of God. The earth was filled with violence. God looked on the earth, and behold, it was corrupt, for all flesh had corrupted their way upon the earth. All flesh. Besides Noah. Then God said to Noah, the end of all flesh has come before me, for the earth is filled with violence because of them. And behold, I am about to destroy them with the earth. Make for yourself an ark of gopher wood. You shall make the ark with rooms, and shall cover it inside and out with pitch. This is how you shall make it. The length of the ark, 300 cubits. A cubit is about 1.5 feet. 300 cubits. Its breadth 50 cubits, and its height 30 cubits. And you shall make a window for the ark, and finish it to a cubit from the top, and set the door of the ark on the side of it. You shall make it with the lower, second, and third decks. Behold, I, even I, am bringing the flood waters upon the earth to destroy all flesh in which is the breath of life, from under the heaven, and everything that is on the earth shall perish. But I will establish my covenant with you, and you shall enter the ark, you and your sons and your wife, and your sons' wives with you, and every living thing of all flesh. You shall bring 2 of every kind into the ark, to keep them alive with you. And they shall be male and female, of the birds after their kind, and of animals after their kind, of every creeping thing on the ground after its kind. 2 of every kind will come to you, to keep them alive. You see, people look at that like Noah went and gathered all the animals. 2 of each kind came to Noah. As for you, take for yourself some of all food which is edible, and gather it to yourself, and it shall be food for you and for them. Thus Noah did, according to all that God had commanded him. So he did. That's the end of Genesis 6. I'll pick up next with the flood. God bless you guys.